it is 9 p.m. in Earth. This time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have the head of state returns to the countries and holds a meeting with the U.S. And the Secretary of State. The head of state attends the inauguration ceremony for the new tourist center in Shabelle in Ethiopia. For the international scene, Israeli attacks devastate Palestinian agriculture in the occupied West Bank. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the Republic returns home after attending the inauguration of two events in Ethiopia. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, returned home this Saturday afternoon following a trip earlier that day to Ethiopia, where, at the invitations of Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali, he participated in the inauguration of the two important development project. The first of this event, in which President Guelleh participated, was the opening of a hotel complex in Jigjiga, the capital of the Somali region of Ethiopia. The second ceremony, attended by the head of the state, concerned the commissioning of a major wind farm in Aisha town located in the Ethiopian region bordering Djibouti. It should be noted that during this trip to Ethiopia, the President of the Republic was accompanied by a large delegation, including the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Abdul Qadir Hussein Omar, the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Mr. Abdi Mahmoud Abiy. President Guelleh receives the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State. The head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has received on Saturday afternoon at the Palace of the Republic the United States Deputy Secretary of State, Mr. Christopher Lando, who is visiting Djibouti as part of a regional tour. The meeting between President Guelleh and the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State provided an opportunity for both sides to conduct a comprehensive review of the relations of friendship and cooperation between the two countries and their peoples. Relations characterized by privileged ties extending across all sectors of activities. Discussion is then focused on possible additional elements to be incorporated into the partnership between the two nations, particularly in the fight against, in light of the growing numbers of crises and security challenges increasingly affecting the region. In a statement to the press following his talks with President Guelleh, the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State expressed his satisfaction with the fruitful natures of the exchanges and cooperation ties between his countries and the Republic of Djibouti. During his audience with the Djiboutian head of state, the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State was accompanied by a high-level delegation, including the commander of the United States Africa Command, AFRICOM, General Dagvin Anderson, and the U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Djibouti, Ms. Cynthia Kircht. On the Djiboutian side, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Abdul Qadir Hussein Omar, the head of the National Security, Hassan Saeed Khairet, the Chief of the General Staff of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, the Secretary General of the Presidency, Mohamed Abdullahi Waas, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mohamed Ali Hassan, took part in the meeting. And now listen to the General Dagvin Anderson, commanders of the U.S. AFRICOM.
Honored to be able to meet with the President. It represents the over 2 decades of cooperation we've had here since 2003, a critical partnership that we work together and we continue to work together, emblematic by Mariama that is just opening up as a combined training base to continue our partnership and our engagement. I think it's important for all the partners here to work together and the importance of our relationship to help stabilize the region and address the common threats, especially the threats of terrorism, both ISIS, Daesh, and Al-Qaeda and Al-Shabaab. And the coordination that we see coming across the Red Sea with the Houthis is critical to all of us that we work together to address that. So it's an honor for me to be able to come here and continue this relationship and continue the partnership. And we look forward to working with the Djiboutians as we have in the past and all the other partners in the region.
Now listen to the Deputy Secretary of State, Christopher Lando, for more details.
And we came to Djibouti to pay our respects on its president and its great people and to express the gratitude of the United States for many years of excellent cooperation and friendship from the government and the people of Djibouti. We look forward to building on our partnership and continuing to expand our cooperation in many areas for the benefit of our people, because the United States and Djibouti share common interests in defeating the terrorists, defeating pirates, making sure that this is a region where people can live in peace and prosperity.
For his part, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Abdul Qadir Hussein Umar, has indicated that the meeting between President Gele and the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State provided an opportunity for both sides to conduct a comprehensive review of the relations of friendship and cooperation between the two countries and their peoples, relations characterized by privileged ties extending across all sectors of activity. Discussion is then focused on possible additional elements to be incorporated into the partnership between the two nations, particularly in light of the growing number of crises and security challenges increasingly affecting the region. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, took part in the official inauguration of the Shabelle Tourist Center, a major project located in the Somali regions of Ethiopia. The ceremony brought together a number of senior officials, including Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali, the President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mr. Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, as well as international delegations of officials and guests from various countries. The first phase of the Shabelle Resort, located in the Fafan zone, about 29 kilometers from the city of Jigjiga, represents a decisive step in the national tourism development strategy. According to the Ethiopian news agency, the complex is part of the federal initiative Dining for the Nation, which aims to provide Ethiopia with the world-class tourism infrastructure covering an area of approximately 385 hectares. The project seeks to stimulate economic growth, create jobs, and attract both domestic and international visitors. During their tours of the project facilities, attending officials expressed satisfaction with the speed of quality of the work carried out. They praised the technical teams involved in the constructions for their commitment and efficiency, which made it possible to complete most of the work on schedule. Beyond its tourism role, the Shabelle Center is viewed as a driver of development in the Somali regions of Ethiopia. Authorities emphasized its strategic role in attracting investors, supporting the local economies, and promoting cultural heritage. As such, the inauguration marks a significant turning point for the region and now at the heart of the country's ambitions for modernization and growth. For his part, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has thanked for the first time he first expressed his gratitude to the Ethiopian Prime Minister for the warm welcomes extended to him and his delegation. He highlighted his admiration for the transformations of the development sector. During their tours at the project facilities, attending officials expressed satisfaction with the speed and quality of the work carried out. They praised technical teams involved in the constructions for their commitment and efficiency, which made it possible to complete most of the work on scale. Beyond its tourism role, the Shabelle Center is viewed as a driver of development.
walaalaynaya isku soo dhaweynaya waxaan jecelnahay inaan nidhaahno unkaan dasalaaju assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullah.
For his part, the Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali has indicated that the first phase of the Shabelle Resort, located in the Fafan zones about 29 kilometers from the city of Jigjiga, represents a decisive step in the national tourism development strategy. According this which aims to provide Ethiopia with the world-class tourism infrastructure covering an area of 385 hectares. The project seeks to stimulate economic growth, create jobs, and attract both domestic and international visitors. For his part, the Somali President, His Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, has indicated for his part first expressed his gratitude to the Ethiopian Prime Minister for the warm welcomes extended to him and his delegation. He highlighted his admiration for the transformation and development of the city, stating that he had visited it 10 years ago and that it has since undergone significant progress in terms of urbanizations and infrastructure. The president also found impressive the discovery made at the tourist centers, where he observed traditional tukul houses, camel milks, and various instruments reflecting the identity of the Somali community. He took the opportunity to thank Mr. Mustafa, the president of the Somali regional state of Ethiopia, who he credited for contributing to this remarkable development. For his part, the Somali head of state emphasized the importance of solidarity among Somalis living in the Horn of Africa, as mentioned by the Ethiopian Prime Minister in his speech. He paid special tribute to the integrations of the Somali community, noting that the Somali from Mogadishu have a feeling like foreigners, just as brothers from the regions have invested in Somalia. This, according to the president, reflects the fraternity between the two peoples. For his part, the president of the Somali regional state of Ethiopia, Mr. Mustafa Mahmoud Umar, paid a warm tribute to the Ethiopian Prime Minister and his government, affirming that they have spared no effort in restoring hopes and promoting development. The Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mr. Hamza Abdi Barre, has received the Minister of Economy and Finance in charge of Industry, Ilyas Musa Dawari, at his offices in the Somali capital, Mogadishu. During the meeting, the Somali Prime Minister welcomed the visiting ministers and expressed his country's deep appreciations and lasting gratitude to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Guelleh, for his leading role in drawing international attention and his continued support for Somalia during the difficult period the country has experienced. The minister was accompanied on this visit by the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to Mogadishu, along with his senior advisors. The Minister of Labor in charge of digitization of social protection, Omar Abdi Said, accompanied by Djibouti's ambassador to Riyadh and high-level delegation, including several senior officials from his ministries, took part in the proceedings of the Global Labor Market Conference hosted by the city of Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on January 26 and 27, 2026. This third edition of the conference was held under the theme Future in the Making, under the high patronage of His Excellency Engineer Ahmed bin Sulaiman Al-Rajhi, Minister of Human Resources and Social Development of Saudi Arabia. The high-level international gathering brought together more than 40 labor ministries, along with government officials, representatives of international organizations, foremost among them the International Labour Organizations and the Arab Labour Organization, as well as private sector stakeholders and social partners. Discussions focused on the profound transformations affecting labor market challenges related to skills development and labor mobilities and ways to adapt public policies to global economic changes. On this occasion, Mr. Omar Abdi Said delivered a speech in which he outlined Djibouti's visions for labor market governance, strengthening social dialogue, and developing international cooperation. He stated that the future of work is no longer a distant concept. It is being built today through bold policy, strengthening the social dialogue and strategic partnership capable of ensuring inclusive and sustainable development. On the sidelines of the conference, the Minister Omar Abdi Said held bilateral meetings with his Tunisian and Serbian counterpart, during which experiences were exchanged, cooperation relations strengthened, and new partnership opportunities explored, particularly in the field of employment, training, skills development, and professional mobility. For his part, the Minister of Labor, Omar Abdi Said, expressed his deep appreciation to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the warm welcomes and the outstanding organizations of the third edition of the Global Labor Market Conference. He emphasized that the conference has become a strategic platform for monitoring and collectively shaping and managing the profound transformations of the global labor market. The themes of this edition, Future in the Making, underscored that the future of work is no longer a distant forecast, but a reality being built today through reforms, courageous policies, choices, and strategic partnerships. Participants stressed the need for this future to be inclusive, productive, and socially balanced. The Djibouti minister highlighted that this vision fully aligns with the strategic orientations of President Ismail Margele, who places decent employment, human capital development, and social justice at the core of national development while implementing structural reforms aimed at modernizing the labor market, strengthening social cohesion, and ensuring the sustainability of public actions. The delegation also expresses strong interests in the reforms undertaken by Saudi Arabia under the vision is 2030, particularly in modernizing the labor market, developing national skills, and managing professional mobilities. In Ali Sabih organizations of a citizen accountability workshop on the results of the 2021-2025 regional development plan, the headquarters of the Ali Sabih Regional Council hosted an informational workshop on citizen accountability dedicated to assessing the strengths and challenges encountered during the implementations of the 2021-2025 regional development plan. This initiative reflects the spirit of local democracy and strengthening transparency and direct dialogue between authorities and citizens. The workshop brought together the prefect of the Ali Sabih region, Abdul Malik Muhammad Benoita, the president of the regional council, Sharmaki Hassan Al-Lale, the resident representative of the UNDP in Djibouti, Ms. Alessandra Rocasolvo, and her deputy, as well as local elected officials, state representatives, civil society actors, active youth, and women's traditional leaders and religious scholars. Participants emphasized that the meeting falls with a clear political will to strengthen good governance based on transparency, participation, and accountability as a fundamental pillar of sustainable development and trust building between governors and the governed. In his speech, the president of the Regional Council stressed that accountability is not merely a formal procedure but an ethical and political commitment that requires listening to citizens' concerns and working to address them. For her part, the UNDP representative explained that the 2021-2025 Regional Development Plan was prepared through broad and inclusive consultations with all components of society and was based on key pillars including inclusive economic development, environmental protection, improved territorial planning, strengthening the local governance, and human capital development. She noted that the plan concluded on December 31, 2025, making it necessary to launch wide-ranging public consultations to prepare the new regional development plan for 2026-2030. In line with the resident aspirations and the demands for the next phase. In his address, the prefect of the Ali Sabih region, Abdul Malik Muhammad Benoita, highlighted that the workshop provided a valuable opportunity to assess achievement and challenges, identify strengths and weaknesses in the previous development plan, and benefit from the experience of citizens and civil society to improve future development policies. He affirmed that this initiative reflects the regional authorities' commitment to accountability, listening to citizens' concerns, and working together to develop a comprehensive and realistic development plan for the coming period, one that meets the needs of all segments of society and enhances economic social well-being. He stressed that this cooperation aims to ensure balanced and sustainable development that reflects citizens' aspirations and builds a better future for the region. In Tajora, the remote villages of Asagaila in the Tajora region is welcomed the distinguished medical mission is organized by the regional hospital aimed at bringing specialized healthcare services closer to women in rural areas. The mission was led by the Director General of the Tajora Hospital, Dr. Dimbio, accompanied by specialists in obstetric and gynecology, with the provisions of ultrasound equipment enabling essential medical examinations previously unavailable to local residents. Women from Margoita, Madgul, Yaiguri, and neighboring areas came to benefit from these services. The mission was welcomed by the village chief Ali Hassan Ganta, the local unit commander Captain Ali Ambassa, and who praised this initiative as a qualitative step towards improving access to specialized healthcare, given the difficulties women previously faced in reaching the city of Tajura and the resulting serious health complications such as anemia, miscarriages, and congenital anomalies and high neonatal mortality. The regional hospitals has made maternal and child health a top priority in line with the proximity health policy supported by His Excellency the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh. In a related development, the establishment of a waiting home was announced within Asagaila Health Centers dedicated to accommodating pregnant women from remote areas, particularly high-risk cases, to ensure safe monitoring until delivery. More than 15 women benefited from a specialized consultation and ultrasound examinations, in addition to a health awareness session conducted by the midwife Mariam Ali Kamil with the individualized follow-up for cases. For his part, Dr. Dimbio Ibrahim confirmed that this medical missions will continue to include other areas as part of a comprehensive vision to guarantee every citizen's right to equitable health care. In a related development, the establishment of a waiting home was announced within the Asagaila Health Centers dedicated to accommodating pregnant women from remote areas, particularly high-risk cases, to ensure safe monitoring until delivery. More than 50 women benefited from specialized consultations. For the international scene, attacks carried out by the Israeli army and settlers have caused severe damage to the Palestinian agricultural sectors in the occupied West Bank.
Out by the Israeli army and settlers have severely devastated the Palestinian agricultural sector in the occupied West Bank, notably resulting in the destruction of tens of thousands of olive trees, a central pillar of the Palestinian economy and identity. Palestinian farmers are facing heavy economic and psychological losses, as the damage occurred and estimated to exceed $100 million for the year 2025 alone, according to official statements. These losses include the destruction of agricultural land, the uprooting of trees, damage to crops, and restrictions on access to fields, significantly reducing agricultural production.
And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.